Hi guys, this is Cece here from Cece Sharing Space. In this space, we share views and information on self-development and relationship building. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button and to receive notifications for the new videos. And also, don't forget to click on the like button. Enjoy, thank you.
Good day, hi guys, once again welcome to Cece's sharing space. Today I'd like to speak about the topic about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very difficult process that we need to go through each time we feel hurt or wronged by somebody else. Today's topic basically has been triggered by the fact that there's a lot of things that are happening in the world, and the reason why the world's in such a mess is that we fail to forgive. So basically, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is an intentional and conscious and voluntarily process of a person releasing all but bitter feelings and resentments against somebody or a group of people. Forgiveness is about intentionally releasing emotions that are toxic, emotions that are within you because you choose to keep hold on to that specific events that happened maybe in the past. So forgiveness basically is all about forgiving what happened in the past, because forgiveness is a point where we say, okay, I realize that this thing happened and I've accepted it. It's a way of accepting something that happened to you, and you realize that you had no part in the process of that happening to you. You realize that you had no control over what the other person or persons have done to you. You realize that you need to release this emotion, this toxic emotions that's within you, that's holding you back from moving forward. Forgiveness is a process, an emotional process of you taking responsibility of what happened to you and say, okay, it happened and it's in the past. It's a way of releasing the past and moving forward in life. So when we do not forgive, we cannot move forward. It stops you from moving forward. When you think of that person or you think of that event or the group of people that hurt you, you get a feeling of resentment, feeling of restriction, feeling that you can't even breathe at sometimes. Some people even have cases where they just feel so tired and so frustrated emotionally. It depresses you if you don't forgive, because you think about that event that happened to you whenever that war happened in the past, and then you still feel that pain and the frustration of that moment when it really happened. You see, so that's why it's important for you to release that pain and release that anger and resentment and try and move forward. Because remember, forgiveness is not about reconciling with another person. Forgiveness is your own personal process, the way you process it, the way you now decide to release it and forgive that person and move forward. Basically, it's important for our emotional health that we forgive others, that we forgive events, we forgive people that hurt us and wronged us. Because if we do not forgive and don't release that resentment and that pain, we actually keep that negative feelings and emotions in our bodies, because the emotion stays inside of you. That's why they say that people that have weak hearts keep a lot of negative pain inside of them, and it causes physical ailments. So it's important for us to release that pain so we can move forward in life. We can move forward and realize that it happened, and it happened in the past, and it happened in for the reason basically. So remember that it happened in the past, and you're forgiving now at this moment. You're actually deciding to focus on the now moment, on today. You're deciding to be positive about your life, right? In the fact that you're now releasing this pain that has caused you so much frustration, because it's no longer that event, it's now that emotion that's keeping you frustrated, that's keeping you blocked. Because the event is past, remember, the events are past, that happened a year ago, it happened a day ago, it has passed. But the emotion is still there, that pain when you think about that person or you think about the events, like it really happens again, all over again. That means you're actually replaying the past. So you're not living in the now. You're living in the past, And that can stop you as a person from moving on in life. It can stop you from actually living a positive life. So forgiveness is it's a very positive thing to do because it allows you to live in the now moment, and it allows you to forget to a certain extent, because the fact subconsciously that event will always be in your mind. But now when you begin to forgive, it allows your subconscious mind to not to have such control over you, meaning that if you remember that thing that happened in the past, that past event when you were hurt, you don't feel that pain anymore, because you've released it through forgiveness. You've released the toxic feeling of that disappointment, of that hurt. You've now released it. So it's important for us to release that anger, to release the resentment, and let go of the feeling of you need revenge. Because the fact that the one way you can find that you have not forgiven a person is that when you first think of that event again, you feel a feeling of revenge, that you need to hurt that person, you need to pay back, or you need to do something to, they need to pay. So when you forgive, you release that need for them to pay. You release that feeling of revenge. So life, it can only be productive if we let go of pain in our lives. A lot of things have happened to me even in the past, where people hurt me, when people did things that wronged me, and I've decided to release it, because at the end of the day, you cannot move forward in your life if you're holding on to the past. You cannot move forward in a life if you're holding on to pain. So pain is a negative feeling, it's a feeling of resentment, it's a feeling of negativity. It holds you down. So when you're releasing that person, you're not releasing actually that person, you're releasing yourself, you're releasing that event. So when you say, I decide now consciously and intentionally, and I'm not forced, intentionally and freely, I now decide to forgive so and so for hurting me. Because now I realize that event happened for a certain reason. Because everything in life happens for a certain reason. Everything that happens to us as people is to teach us a lesson about ourselves and about the world, and also about the other people around us, because nobody's perfect. A person might hurt you because you didn't intend on. In most cases, people are looking to satisfy their own needs. They're not intending on hurting you per se. They don't know how to express it, so they end up hurting you because of their own ego. So you need to realize that nobody's perfect. Even you to yourself as a person have hurt people in the past, and you too have also asked them to forgive you, but now they have a choice to forgive you or not. So like how you have a choice to forgive people or not. But the best practice in life is to hold short accounts and don't hold on to things that happened in the past, because that hurts you emotionally, psychologically. It holds you down, it oppresses you. Some people even suffer from deep depression because of past events. It's important for us as people to release pain and hurt so we can move forward in life, and also realize that the events that happened to us were there for a reason, to grow us, to develop us. I know it's difficult for people to take ownership of things that happen to them, caused by other people. However, I still strongly believe that everything that happens to you in this world is actually caused for a reason, and in most cases, it's caused by an action. It's now a reaction. An action, for example, if you were in a negative relationship, relationship where a man was abusing you, you chose to be with that person. You chose for your own specific reasons to be with somebody without finding out if that person is suitable for you. So then you choose that person, and down the line you find that the person is abusive, that the person is obsessive, that he doesn't give you the freedoms. And by then you're probably in a relationship, or maybe even in a marriage, where you realize that this person's not for you. Again, it's about your action. You did something, you chose, you consented on that happening, so it now happened to you. So that means there's a lesson around that. It doesn't mean you need to now um, not not uh, not forgive that person. You need to forgive that person because that person did something unconsciously himself. Most people do things that hurtful people to other people that's unconscious. So if you're in a relationship where a man was abusing you, So you let go of the relationship and you leave him and you move on with your life, but you don't forgive that person. That pain of that abusive relationship will always be inside of you, and you won't trust no other man. So you see, it does affect you in the long run. That's why it's important for you to forgive that person and understand that the role you played in that hurts, in that what happened to you, how you pulled it into your life. You need to take cognizance and recognize that you did play a role, that you're not a victim. In most cases, we're not victims of anything in life. We make decisions and then there's consequences of those decisions. That's why forgiveness is important. It's like carrying baggage all around for the rest of your life. Everything that happens to you in life, you don't forgive that person and you keep that pain in you keep that negative feeling within yourself, and you don't forgive that person. You're adding more baggage upon baggage upon baggage, and you don't grow from anything that happens to you in life, because you keep on blaming people around you and circumstances. So forgiveness is also helping you to move forward so that you can learn to take responsibility of your own life. You cannot control what another person does, but you can control what you do and how you react to certain things that happen to you. So it's not about what happens to you in life, it's about how you react to it, how you choose to react to it. So say, for example, somebody comes and steals from you. Do you need to go and steal from that person? Do you need to go and kill that person? Do you need to do something to wrong that person and hurt that person? Not necessary. You don't have to. You can also take the high ground, right? The high standing, and learn to think about what happened and think about the consequence of what that person did, and then also understand what role did you play. Did you not lock your car? Did you not put proper security in your house? You need to understand that we need to be responsible for everything that happens to in our lives, and not always look to blame other people for what happens to us. So forgiveness plays a role in that. If somebody did something very bad and painful to you, what is your role in it? How did you pull that into your life? How, what motivated a person on doing that to you? A lot of hurtful things has happened to me in my life, but I've learned to look at them as experiences, and what does experience teach me? Why did it happen? Why? What role did I play? What negative did I do in my own life? And then why did a person do it? And trying to understand that person is also probably going through his or her own problems in life. So we need to understand that people will do things that seem horrible to us because we don't understand how that person reasons. That person might not see it as that. So we need to learn to forgive that person and move forward, because if we carry that pain within us, we're actually hurting ourselves. We're actually hurting ourselves because we're not releasing that emotion, that negative feelings. And we need to understand that there's no need for revenge in life. If we all have to keep on having revenge and doing things to hurt other people, the world will be full of people full of pain and anger and frustration and thinking of what to do next, how to hurt the next person. So it's important for us to think of things positively. We need to learn how to move forward in our lives. So that's why forgiveness is so important. So number one, forgiveness is about you, not that other person. Forgiveness is not about reconciling with that person. It's about accepting that event and taking the fact that it's in the past, and also realizing that by forgiving it, I'm now choosing to live in the now. I'm now choosing to release this pain and this anger and frustration so I can move forward in my life. So forgiveness results in more joyful life. It results in healthier bodies and healthier minds. Because when you forgive, you release all that anger and that frustration, and your heart will be more healthy. Your mind will be more healthy, because every time you see that person or think of that event, you won't get angry, you won't get frustrated. So that's the benefits of forgiveness. Forgiveness is about your own personal peace, and so you can sleep at night and not have nightmares because you haven't forgiven that person and you haven't accepted this event for what it is. It was just an event, an experience, and you have learned something from it to be more cautious next time, to make better decisions in your life. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope you all did enjoy it, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much.